my name's Dan Weldon and I've been skating for about 4 years now. When and how I first became a Christian, it was about when I was 13 or 14 and I was just in grade 8 at school, and I was kind of a trouble kid, if you could put it. I was suspended from school and I was on the verge of being expelled, but I had this really true friend named Sam Ford, and he was just like a sick friend that always was keen to skate and keen to go filming and stuff. And he said, he was skating for this brand called Eternal, and he was just like fully into the Christian stuff, and he told me heaps of good stories that people have been telling him, and they were so sick stories, and and I wanted to know more. And he said, Friday Arvos, we do the skate church. I was like, what's that? He's like, we set up some ramps and you just skate, and then we talk about God for 30 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll go. So we went down to skate church, and it was just sick from the first time I got there. It was just ramps and stuff everywhere, and it's like heaps of cool kids just skating and ripping. And I was real stoked, and I was real, just keen to keep skating. And then this dude, real scary dude, Boris, he came up to me, and he had these big hands, but when I was like this small little kid, and he was just like, do you want to be a Christian? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know anything about Christianity or God or how the earth was created, and I didn't know much about it. But Boris kind of took me under his wing, just like a son would, and he gave me a Bible to start off with, which was a big help, and it was called the Surfer's Bible, and it was actually a pretty hard Bible to read because most of the verses in the Bible I didn't really understand, because the concept of, people telling other people about God and disciples and just prophecies and stuff like this, I didn't really, get the understanding of it. And Boris just told me to read these certain verses that might help me with just starting off, and it was the first part of the Bible where it talks about how the earth was created and how just stuff like that was, and it was so sick. And we sat down for 30 minutes, and he was sort of talking about, is stepping out in faith a good idea, and is becoming a Christian a good idea? And I didn't really understand much of it at the time, but it sort of spoke out to me, and it was really, it was really good. I will never forget what Boris said, and the words he talked to me about, and just like all the cool stuff, his stories of going overseas, and I just wanted to know more and more and more. And the closer I got towards Boris and me as a friendship, the more I learned a relationship with God. And it was real sick, and my life from there just started changing for the good, and I learnt new people, and I met new people, and I got to skate more, and I got to travel, and it was so sick. And the best part of about being a Christian is just fully taking that chance each day to step out in God, and just take the challenge and just see if you can tell people about God, and see if you can really relate your life to how he once lived his life and how his son came down and died for our sins. And it was just so sick, and I'll never forget that day when Christ came up to me and told me.
Don't swim tonight, my love. The tide is out, my love. Malcolm's curse haunts our family. Oh, it's loud and rich, rulers of filthy seas, revel in heaven's justice. Here come the waves, and save for